Hey folks, what you're witnessing is what you might think is a garage sale. A little slice of America the way it used to be. And then we're finding out that after Hurricane Helene, that it's going back that way. You know, we can learn a lot from North Carolina and South Carolina, Georgia. You know, I know it was a huge catastrophe. There's also an amazing bright light that comes from it. Stick around. You know, we've seen an awful lot of volunteers up in North Carolina, Tennessee. They're coming out of the woodwork. And they're realizing that no one's going to save them. And that they're pretty much on their own, but actually that's the way it's always been. Thank you. And trying to count on the government to save you is a fool's errand. Now, I didn't think it was right to just do another motorcycle video because of what's going on in the world. And I just wanted to present you guys with this huge ray of hope that we've seen. And I don't know if you've been watching any of the videos, especially of North Carolina. The huge devastation. But the people who are dealing with it. We've got lots of volunteers with helicopters. There's a guy who's got a mule train packed up with a bunch of mules and going into the backcountry. That's what this country's about. You know, there was a saying not too long ago when I was kind of in law enforcement, kind of on the fringes. We were volunteer rangers. And we used to say, is it justice or just us? And we learned a long time ago, it's probably just us. Thought that guy was going to turn in front of me. And we see now that the federal government's not just not helping, they're arresting people for helping. FEMA was 7 days late and tried to put medical facilities out of business. And their pretense was, well, you don't have a license. Well, all these volunteers and these other people were gone to help have just turned to the feds and the state and said, buzz off, you're in the way, get out, and don't come back. And guess what? It worked. They're still trying to keep Red Cross and local people from stealing the donations because they think they're illegal donations. And they don't have the proper authority. So they're taking them and redistributing them to who the hell knows where. But there was a helicopter pilot who was forced to land because they told him he was going to be arrested. Not just one helicopter pilot, a lot of them. Did you got a bunch of Green Berets up there and Navy SEALs who are just kicking these so-called law enforcement out of their counties. Go home. We don't need you here. And that's America. And we should be celebrating that. Now, it's not happening in every state. The state of Florida always takes care of their own. And they just send up the National Guard and a bunch of other volunteers. And they're up there helping, doing what we can. After the governor saw what we needed, he took all our extra stuff and sent it to North Carolina. That place is a wasteland. Now, whether you think it's a natural disaster, and some of us know that it's probably not, and you can learn about that later. But now we're seeing the true nature of people, and when push comes to shove, as Americans, this is what we do. And I got to tell you, it is just gives me hope that we may survive yet. And it may take the destruction of the country to survive, but we're going to. I happen to think that if there's a real catastrophic nationwide thing, and the people of Appalachia will probably be the only ones standing. But they're relying on themselves. No one's coming to save you but you. And that's always been the truth. As much as we'd like to think we can elect somebody to save us, and however that might help, the evil on the other side is just not going to let that happen. And even if that one person gets in, it'll just be the start of something else. Then you're really going to be on your own. I really think this is a great thing for people to wake up to. And I don't know how much you're prepared. Mrs. Geezer and I have been prepared now for 20 years. We've seen a lot of things coming. Of course, we didn't expect this, the government to be openly defiant and not helping its own citizens because, well, they're going to help the people who are invading the country first and foreign governments. But now we see it, now we know. I am really hoping you guys start taking a look at those videos in North Carolina especially. My wife is up in Tennessee right now. She was going to try to look at some of that stuff. She's just there for a wedding, basically. But I'm sure she had to drive through some of that. See if she can grab some footage for me. I'm home taking care of the cat. But let me know your thoughts on this. Is this America finally waking up? I think it is. I think we're finally seeing that ray of sunshine. Now there's a couple of volunteer charities I'm going to give to that I know aren't going to be stolen. And believe it or not, Ryan Hall, y'all, has got a good thing going on there, and they're not letting people steal it. They got trucks up there. That's a weather guy who's not just a weather guy, but puts his money where his mouth is. Every catastrophe, they load up trucks and help people out. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. You think this is America waking up because of a tragedy and you're watching the true colors of our state and federal government? I mean, I think so. I'd like to know your thoughts as well. Because I really do think this is America waking up. And I think it's time for all of us to ante up and pitch in.